Previously on For the Glory of Chaos. Before the party can start to explore the strange new town they're in, they are met with a strange floating creature. Immediately feeling threatened by it, Tikal attacks the creature, causing it to strike back and call one of the town guards. Once the dust has settled and the creature is calm, the guard leads the party to the jailhouse for their proper introduction into the Shadowlands. Here, the party learns that they have in fact not died, but instead had been brought to Lagnia by the goddess Aurelia to be redeemed from their past sins. Annoyed by these revelations, the party goes into town to look around. Crowley spends his time by the river fighting feelings of being watched, while Tikal goes to find the law of the lands to study, and Lonzo tries to find a way out of this town via the ports before realizing that none of the ships go out to sea. Going back into town, Lonzo finds Aaron and Maddie discussing their information they'd learned and suddenly feel a strange presence. Alerted to the presence, Maddie discovers that her knife and favorite weapon is suddenly missing. After a short search, the three find the missing knife in the hands of a young teenage boy who's being chased down by Dran, one of the guards. Wasting no time, Dran corners the teen and smites him, barely allowing time for Maddie to find her knife before dragging the body away through the streets. Now, the party is heading back to the inn, ready to come up with a plan and possibly escape from these strange lands. Alright, so, to call.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to find a bulletin. Do you remember where said bulletins were posted?
I checked the church first. Well, actually, I checked the jailhouse we went to first, but you said it was like written in stone. So then I went to go check the church, but it was also written in stone. So now I was gonna go back to the inn.
You're looking for like a tangible piece of paper that you can rip off a wall?
Indeed.
Alright, so you went back to the inn. Are you gonna look on the bulletin or are you gonna ask the front desk?
I'm just gonna look on the bulletin.
Alright,
'Cause
roll
at this point, I'm
me.
pretty sure this guy's
Mhm,
self is worn off.
probably. Go ahead and roll me a perception check to kind of peruse through the bulletin full of shit.
Art follows life. I'm fucking exhausted.
I
You
told you to
kind
sleep.
Listen, I stared at the wall for like 2 hours. It's basically sleeping.
Alright, so basically, you kind of got distracted in the whole menagerie of papers and got stuck reading about work for hire at a local farm. Um, the inn kind of needs some more waitresses, and somebody may or may not have lost a dog. They can't remember.
I can't remember if they lost their dog.
They have a wanted poster, but they definitely say like in the description, unsure if dog exists.
Oh,
The dog was never real.
All right.
that is kind of sad. Anyway.
Okay. Would anybody else like to help the call find the rules?
Oh,
Wait,
did we
are
all
we-
like
are we-
meet up
Sure,
or?
why not?
Okay, so Crowley is following behind very intently because they're very interested in what the bug is doing. You're not as lost. It takes you a minute, but you do end up finding something that's almost covered up with other papers. But you see the word laws. So you're like, that must be the paper that the bug is looking for. And you pull it off the bulletin.
I go to the bug and I poke Bug's shoulder and hold the paper.
All right.
Bug looks at paper.
Alright, so Bug is reading paper. Bug, what you see on said paper is the numbers 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
At the very top, it says Laws of the Shadowborn. And in,
Shadowborn?
parentheses, it says Aurelia's Laws.
Oh, okay. What
So,
are the laws?
Rule number 1. State.
Uh-huh.
One shall not want of others. Person, place, or thing. Rule number 2. Kind of blurred out.
Helpful. Okay.
Rule number 3. Also kind of smudged. You kind of see this pattern continue all the way from 4 to 10. Would you like to go back to see one of the stones?
It's like, how far are those stones from me? Because
They were on the They were on the other side of town.
That is a fucking nightmare. Let me ask the front desk if they got. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go up to the front desk.
Currently, Formiv is at the front desk. He's a fairly young dwarf.
I'm just gonna go up with the sheet of paper
Mm-hmm.
and like hand it to him and ask, do you have a fresh version of this that seems to be smudged? I can't read any of it.
He kind of takes the paper and looks at it a little bit. He nods his head, reaches out under his desk, and pulls out another sheet of paper and kind of like pushes it across the table for you.
Thank you. Take it and leave.
All right. Are like you just leaving him alone and still standing in the inn, or are you like walking outside?
Just leaving him alone.
So you look at it again, and you
Uh-huh.
see that it says, Laws of the Shadowborn. Aurelia's Laws. Rule number 1. Thou shalt not want of others. Semicolon. Person, place, or thing.
Yes, do not covet.
Rule number 2. Smudged blurry.
For fuck's sake! This is still blurry.
Yes.
What do you mean, yes?
Oh, I forget you're new. Did Dag not tell you about it? She must
Tell me
not
about
have.
what?
The Shadowlands are very particular in our rules. So here in the beautiful city of Lagnia, he calls it a city, but it is very much more like a hovelled small town.
Uh-huh.
We are a little bit more lax.
What?
Because we have so many new people coming in. We can't just be having them breaking all the rules willy-nilly without even knowing what the rules are.
Mm-hmm.
So you get them in stages.
That makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense for those that wish to be redeemed.
How?
Because you don't want to come in and have all of the rules set for you in one place, just so you can immediately break them again, yes?
But if I want to be redeemed,
You have to go
then
through
wouldn't
the
it make
stages.
sense to see all the rules?
Yes.
What
so
if I
you must make
accidentally
the
break a
journey.
rule?
Ah, well, that is the beauty. What is one rule here is not necessarily always the rule somewhere else.
So
Are you saying that somewhere out there there's another city or town that is like perfectly legal to do one thing, and another town is like
wait, is
perfectly not
Aaron like
legal?
standing next to me asking this? Because I was.
Oh no, I'm doing it out of character.
Out of character, yes, that is exactly what's happening.
Cool, because I was about to ask that in character, so.
In character,
So there-
he will also
Well,
confirm that
suck it,
that's
yeah.
what's happening. He's gonna kind of just point to everywhere.
So, if I want all the rules, I'm gonna have to go to another town, yes?
Yes.
And these rules apply all over Lagnia, not just this town.
Rule number 1 applies to Lagnia and everybody henceforth.
Okay.
But rules number 2 through 10 do not apply to Lagnia.
I see. Thank you.
But all
Good
rules
information,
apply
guys.
throughout the Shadowlands. Matrona, you're still kind of horrified that you now have what you might believe to be innocent blood on your blade. So you don't really hear much of the conversation. You hear them talking, but nothing is registering. Lonzo, you are able to make out a general consensus of what is going on with Tikal. And Aaron, you were also able to make out a general consensus of what Tikal is doing, and is basically just reading over a set of rules. Alright, so, what would y'all like to do? Would y'all like to figure out just where the fuck you guys are and how this world fucking works, and then decide whether or not you want to stay here or try to move on?
Actually, I would like to look around and see if I see the other three, because they do know a bit about Aurelia, and I know nothing about her, so I want to get more info.
Gotcha. So you're looking around.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit uncomfortable just because Crowley has no concept of what personal space is. So you're very aware that there's also like a 5-foot+ tall bird standing next to you.
He's like if you guys are gym bros and then you just got finished with a set. He's chest to chest, just constantly. he's just, what's up, bro? How you doing? Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
So it's like, it's a little difficult to look around. You think you spotted a set of ears, but you could have been wrong. You definitely saw that other crow that was here at breakfast, but that's not who you're looking for.
Mm.
I asked the bug what it's doing.
I'm going to move him, like, just hand out, move him, like, arm's length away.
Push off, bruh.
No, just, like, gently, like,
It's
just
like that
move him away.
cartoonish, like, I'm gonna put my hand on your chest and then just push.
Like, I need you to stand this far away.
Just arm length, just like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I can breathe.
Yes.
Exactly. Alright, and then, yeah, like, I'm gonna say to Crowley, like, I'm looking for those other three. It's like, they know something about that goddess. I need more info. Wait, do you see them?
Alright, so Crowley, if you want to make a perception check to find the other three members that y'all had woken up with this morning, you can.
Alright. 9.
You are a little bit more perceptive, but not by much.
I can't remember. I know they were male and female? Female and male? Something?
There might have been fur involved, you're not sure. Alright, so do you want to try again?
Yes.
Alright.
And once, hold on, pause this. Oh, shit. Perception. 19.
Alright. So at that point, you basically see like a little set of white rabbit ears ascend above a couple heads. And you're like, ah, I do remember a rabbit. And then you finally see Lonzo kind of sitting there like patting Matrona, who very much looks disturbed at this point, but that could just be their face.
Neat, I'm gonna make my way over there.
Alright, so Matrona, Alonzo, and Aaron, y'all are approached by Tikal and a following Crowley.
Is it Alonzo or just Lonzo?
Lonzo.
I said
Just
a
Lonzo.
Lonzo,
But I
like
am-
in separate
yeah,
things.
Oh, gotcha.
As in Amy.
Yes,
Gotcha.
AU.
Anyway. Bug approaches.
Aaron happily greets the bug, waving.
Well, as we've got company now, do your best to chin up a little bit.
And what happened to you three?
Let's just say the god doesn't what's the word? Discriminates against age.
He's not can't
Ah.
get murdered.
Leave
I
it
see.
to Aaron to be blunt.
What can I do? What can we do for you?
I'm Zakal. Nice to meet you.
To call. Name's Lonzo. Nice to meet you.
Like, I had more questions about that goddess. You seem to know definitely more than I do about her.
I don't see why not. Take a seat.
Bug sits down.
Sick. I see you brought a friend.
I do not know him. He's just been following me. It's kind of weird. Why are you
Heard
following
it.
me?
Oh, I am Crowley.
So that's why you're following them? Amazing.
Are you friends?
I literally never met this person before.
If it makes you feel better, I didn't meet these two until earlier today either.
Are we friends?
Not yet, little rabbit.
No, friends might be a little bit too soon.
He's like, I'm working on it, maybe. I'll think about it.
Oh,
I'm just following around, basically. I don't really know what to do. But I
I'm
did see
unsure what a
some
friend
shiny
is.
items. And I don't really know friends.
you want friend?
Sure.
To call and Crowley. Alright? Name's Lonzo. Rabbit, what's your name?
Aaron.
Little Rabbit's Aaron. And the lady.
Matrona, nice to meet you.
Lady's Matrona.
Nice to meet you all.
So you're curious about the goddess, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What you want to know?
Anything, anything, you know.
Anything?
Mm-hmm.
How about she's a totalitarian dickhead?
All right.
Would I recognize based on Nicole's outfit that they're other religious group?
Roll me an insight. Or no,
Yeah.
not an insight, a history. Roll me a history check.
History.
Yes. So with your quick just observation of Tikal, you do kind of understand that they are of a religious sect. You don't
don't know which
recognize
one,
the emblem, so
Okay,
you're
okay.
a little bit off on that, but you do recognize them as a religious figure.
Okay, I will take that. So yeah, just I take a glance and it's just, what sect are you from? Clearly, you don't worship the leader here.
No, I don't. I'm trying to think of how to translate it for you guys, and then kind of more quietly, because I don't know how the fuck people here react to Tree Crane. It's it's as I'm sure you heard back at the jailhouse, I'm not human.
Clearly, I've hung out with a bird and a. Excuse me, what? Which ones were you again, Matrona?
I'm a shifter, long tooth shifter.
No, see, I've hung out with a shifter and a rabbit all day. It's fine.
What's a shifter?
You know what? Never mind. But yeah. She's. I can tell you don't follow her, but I can also tell you probably wouldn't bless you.
Bless you.
Probably
Bless
wouldn't
you.
like her.
Thank you.
No, not at all. Especially since she's essentially kidnapped us.
Done more than just kidnap, sweetie. Anyways,
We've been kidnapped?
Point is, I don't want to be here.
I feel ya, but not a boat's coming to the port. Not that it's come in.
Can you make one?
A boat?
Not one big enough, and not anytime soon. What about you, though? What's the plan? Seems you were studying up earlier.
Well, I wanted to go south to talk to this Aurelia and figure out a way out.
But
Their rules make no sense. So they have one rule overall for all of Lagnia.
mhm.
and then each town has a different rule. So
No.
it sounds like there's 9 other towns, at least.
So the list is only 10? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At least we started, right?
Right.
So the next town is south, you said? Any
Well,
idea?
that's what they said Aurelia was.
Any idea how far?
No, she wasn't very helpful.
So far away.
So
we
that
can-
guard was very vague.
We'll assume. We'll assume it's pretty far. Shit. You think that's the only way we get out of here, or what?
Yes.
At the moment, yes.
We go to 10 different places, or excuse me, 9 at this point, right? Considering we have started here.
Mm-hmm.
We get these 10 rules, and then what? We're let out?
Maybe. Well, no, because she said, or the guard said that we aren't allowed out even if we are redeemed.
Does that mean we get to fire our way out of here?
You know what, little rabbit? If it I hope that when it comes time for it, you have my back.
I don't even know if we should mention that, like, out here.
We're already talking about leaving the place. What matters if we talk about fighting?
Well, you said you saw someone get shot.
We saw them get.
Die.
At least that kid exploded.
We.
He
What had
didn't
happened
That-
was
explode.
he
Do you know what they did?
stole. Specifically, Matrona's knife.
So I kind of just look around at them and I just say to them, so it seems that you can't steal here, correct?
Mm.
But in this town, they were allowed to kill.
I don't think just anybody's allowed to kill.
I think
Only
it
the
also depends on how they interpret the laws. For example, they said that you shouldn't want. So, if you want to kill someone, what if they interpret that as breaking the law?
That's a good point.
Well, what if you don't want to kill someone and you just kill them accidentally?
Then I
Then
guess it
it's
doesn't
correct.
count. But again, it depends on how they interpret the law.
Crowley just kind of gets more and more confused by it. What time of day is it right now?
Everybody's just sitting
It's
down.
like closer to evening, almost night. Like we're definitely like in the later part of the day.
Okay. Though Crowley is starting to get comfortable slightly with this group, he wants to go back out and get fresh air again. So he just wants to walk out to the front door and basically, if there's steps, sit on the steps or just stand by the door and just kind of look around.
So you kind of go out onto the balcony, or not really the balcony, but like you go out onto the front steps and you just kind of look out. You see the river off in the distance a little bit, and all the people working at the fishery are starting to, close up shop for today and start heading home. So everybody is not really going towards anything other than their designated houses.
Okay.
So nothing of super interest is happening at the moment.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay outside for a little bit.
All right.
You know what? He's got a point. Let's go out. Let's get some fresh air. Let's get out of here for a little bit.
So the rest of the party is now outside with Crowley. Just kind of enjoying the setting sun.
Just go outside. Just good thinking, bird. Don't want to be in there too long.
You kind of see that little pulsating jellyfish wandering the street.
Aaron points at it. It's like, tumor!
Still don't have no idea what a tumor is. You guys?
Oh, it's a sickness. It's a weird growth that you mammals get.
Weird.
Very. Sometimes it's gross and it protrudes out.
Ugh.
That's amazing.
Not fun.
Tumor!
Does it protrude like wings?
No.
Can.
Would rather not. It protrude like wings.
You know, like when you hit your head and sometimes you guys get that lump?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Ugh. You know,
so that we can.
Mm-hmm.
anytime somebody breaks the law, that thing freaks out, right?
So far, what we've seen. Although, we didn't break a law last time. Or when we saw it.
What'd you guys do?
Well, honestly, it just kind of freaked me out, so...
Do you know what? To be fair, I would also freak out looking at it.
Mm.
Does anybody
So,
else
yeah,
remember
all
what
I
they
did
were
was
doing?
push it away, and it freaked
I
out
was
even
going to
more.
touch it.
You were gonna what?
I was going to touch it.
Why?
I
I
think
was
you.
curious. I've never read about this thing.
But look at it. It looks gross. And
It's a
Looks like
tumor!
grubs I used to
Usually
eat.
when something's pulsating, it's producing venom or, pheromones and attracting other things.
or it's got blood. And it's just throbbing, low-key.
It reminds me of grubs.
You know what? Sure. Anyways.
Anyways.
The weird grub jellyfish thing is this pretty like pink color as it's floating around.
Still don't like it.
I also don't like it.
But yeah, we didn't break a law last time. We can maybe assume that it's an unspoken law not to attack it.
Maybe.
Or I did want to attack it, so maybe.
Maybe poking it is not in the law.
I think it's that one thing again. Because I wanted it to go away and possibly die.
Hmm.
And it does say in the rules not to want for others' life. Is that what it said?
Not to want of others, whether it be a
Not to
person,
want.
place, or thing.
Okay. So, life could be a thing.
I like to think life's a thing. Well, anybody else got any ideas?
How close is this thing to us, or how far off is it?
It's just kind of going around the corner. It's following down the streets. It's not really like coming at y'all. It's just wandering.
Do you think that detects people's thoughts? And that's why it changes colors and alerts that, what was it, elf? Guard? Thing?
I like the way you think, Bud. Maybe.
And that would make sense.
So I kind of look around and I just want to pinpoint someone random.
Alright, so currently you see somebody heading to their abode. It's a much older male dwarf.
What is he wearing? Or what does he have that's visible?
On his
A
person...
dog.
On his person, he's wearing more like a leather... toughened leather, more like armored leather. To, kind of keep from being smacked or stabbed. Not really any sorts of actual weaponry on him. But he do look a bit burly, and being old, he might know what he's doing.
Being old.
So
Old people know
looking,
shit.
He's like
looking at his-
247. He's old.
holy crap. Okay, looking at his, I guess, leather armor stuff that he's wearing,
I was gonna be like, Father Westpike?
I kind of just get the idea, I want that armor.
I will look at the floaty jelly thingy.
The floaty jelly thing is slowly starting to get into like a darker shade of red.
Bird, I think you're onto something.
So, to test it even further, I'm not actually doing it, but I think, I want to kill him for armor.
It goes into an immediate red.
Mm.
It like stops moving and just starts pulsating wildly.
Ah.
Gross.
So, what are you thinking, Bird?
Well, still the same things from earlier. But if it's wanting of something, and I obviously I'm thinking I would want to, but I'm not going to. So if he just happened to accidentally run into a blade without me actually wanting to kill him or anything, if I just did it on accident, I wonder what happens. Just thinking, like, if I was like waving my arm, or if, not waving, but like just my arms were in stride with my feet with the sword pointed out, and it accidentally stabbed him. It's not me wanting to kill. So that's what I'm thinking. Does anything happen to the jellyfish now, or the jelly thing, mabob, tumor, grub?
It kind of goes back into this blue color.
I wonder what blue means.
Oh, red
So-
is bad. Makes sense.
Red
Pink
is
seems
for
to be
if you
neutral.
wanted to kill. Yeah, it's like pink is. Well, I was thinking with that I wanted to steal, so it went pink. However, when I was thinking of killing, it went red. But now that I'm thinking of accidentals and not actually wanting, it went blue.
So it depends on the severity, doesn't it?
Doesn't accidentally thinking, or thinking of accidentally doing something make it a want?
Yes and no. I think it really just depends on.
Up to interpretation. Gotcha.
Yeah. Because if the intent is, I just want to walk with my sword out, you're walking with his sword out.
Mm-hmm.
Can I walk with my sword out too?
Your sword is out already, Aaron. It's strapped to your back. There is no hiding it.
Oh.
Whereas mine is like underneath my wings or cloak.
He's got like more coverage to hide things. Lonzo.
Hi.
You kind of feel
Hi.
somebody's presence behind you.
And you are?
Dran, we met earlier.
Ah. Lady in charge of the cop.
Yeah.
Oh, depressed self lady.
Can you stop messing with the Guardian, please? It's really annoying when I'm trying
Well,
to
if you
drink.
give us more clear rules, we'll stop messing with it.
Rules on what?
What do you mean on what? This world, you said it yourself, we're new. I don't know what's going on here.
You're messing with the Guardian. The Guardian is here to tell us if somebody's being stupid.
Well, I don't know what you think stupid is.
Like what that
I'm new.
kid... Oh no, you weren't there for that. You were there for that. And she's gonna point at you, Lonzo. That kid was being stupid.
So the price for stupidity is death. Lovely, isn't it?
That's why we have the rules. It states clearly.
So if the kid gets to be stupid and then dies, we're going to assume now that everybody's a genius. If that's the case.
Hmm.
What do you think, Maddie?
Yes, I guess none of us can afford to be stupid. And then she throws up like air quotes.
Erin says nothing. She's just looking into the abyss.
Just quit messing with the Guardian. I'm getting a headache and I would rather be drunk.
You're getting a headache from us messing with it?
Huh.
Yes.
Oh, so that's your tumor.
She's
That's
gonna
one
get
way to
really
look at it.
close to you, Aaron, and go, "You're the tumor of this world."
Oof.
No, I'm a rabbit.
She just kind of
But
rolls her
weren't you one as
eyes
well?
and then tries to like leave.
So, I think we just got a bit more of a fun information. How about you guys?
We found out that jellyfish thing is her tumor.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
And so they're connected through their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Telepathic link.
No, we just needed to determine what counts as stupid? Is it up to her, or is it up to someone else?
I think it's the lady.
You think it's up to her?
Well, she does
I-
seem like mean.
I don't think it's up to her. I think it's up to that guardian thing that she talks about.
Whatever she called it.
Yeah, because if it's sending that signal saying what's going on, then it's not necessarily her thinking it's stupid, it's it thinking it's stupid.
Unless it's like a familiar or something like that, you know,
Mhm.
like she's in charge of it.
Solid point there, Pug.
Could their relationship be symbiotic?
If that's the case, I would like to keep pissing it off. What
And
about
I
you guys?
want to, but on the other hand, she said she'd rather be drunk. Like, I wonder if her being drunk affects it.
So you say we wait.
Yeah.
You made a mistake, underestimating what you've taken on. I'm out of the cage, 'cause you opened the door. You're as innocent as gone. 'Cause if you're